everyone. I'm Luis Revere from www.luisrevere.com. I want to welcome you to my new video slash podcast. Tonight, today I'm going to be talking about a few things. I had a few films to review this week until Thursday till now. I kind of saw a new movie each day. So I do want to get into the movies pretty soon, and I'm gonna be doing, even though I could not see all of them, I'm gonna give my picks for the Golden Globes, which is gonna be next week, next Saturday, next Sunday. So let's get right into it because I think it could take quite a while to get through all the nominees and the films and all that. So first of all, in terms of movie news. This week we had the reveal of the last or the newest trailer for the Justice League, the Snyder Cut. I have to say I'm excited about what I saw. I saw a lot of new things. I saw a lot of familiar things. I saw a lot of improvements. So I'm hopeful, even though because I did like the original, it had a few things that I didn't like, and hopefully, maybe this time around. It will be a little bit better. So I'm hopeful about that. I did like the Black Superman and a lot of the new scenes that were there. I thought they looked good. Of course, you get news of the Joker at the end of the trailer. A lot of things that were not part of the original that are now shaping place in terms of characters. So it makes it a little more interesting and a little more, you know, hype to see it because it's not just a mere restoration of a film. It has completely new elements that were not there in the first one. So I'm really excited about that one. And of course, the other trailer that everyone is buzzing about is Mortal Kombat. Now I'm being honest. I saw the trailer. It looked cool, but I've never been that big of a fan of the Mortal Kombat game. I will see the movie. Hopefully it'll be better than the other one that it was in the 90s. I think by the time they did Street Fighter, they did a Mortal Kombat movie too. Hopefully this one will be better. It looked better, I have to admit. So there was another trailer that came out this week, and the another trailer that came out this week that sparked my interest was Cruella. Of course, this is Disney making movies about the villains and the animated features like they did with Maleficent, but this one looked interesting. This one looked kind of dark, even for Disney. And Emma Stone is one of my favorite actresses, so I do want to see that one. So I went quickly through the movie news because I want to get into have 5 or 4 films that I want to talk about. And I'm gonna start with the first one that I saw. I saw this one last week, and this one is Judas and the Black Messiah. This one is directed by Chaka King and it stars Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield, Jesse Plemons, and Martin Sheen. What the movie's about? The movie's about actually true events based on the life of William O'Neill and Fred Hampton. Those are the 2 main characters, and Fred Hampton was the leader of the Black Panthers in Chicago, and William O'Neill was a car thief that got busted by the FBI, and the FBI uses him to infiltrate the Black Panthers because they want to silence them, they want to shut them down, and so you get the conflict, between William being a part of them. I think he gets to sympathize with them, but at the same time he has to turn them in. Kind of reminded me of Donnie Brasco with Al Pacino and Johnny Depp. So this movie, I think it was good. I think the story, because it is based on true events, I think it made it more interesting, even though the film would have stood on their own, with that real event factor. I think the movie was great. I think the performances, I think they were really good. I think Lakeith, he played the character. I think we saw the conflict within the character. He was able to make us feel the conflict that he was going through. And of course, Daniel as Fred Hampton, he was a great. It was a movie, and that I have to say that really shocked me the end, and I'm not gonna reveal it, but it's just another sad moment in U.S. history and racism. Um, and one of the highlights of this film, he has few scenes, but Martin Sheen, he plays J. Edgar Hoover, and in the scenes he's in, he's amazing. I mean, Martin Sheen is a proven actor, and in the scenes he's in, I mean, he's just great. So I do recommend this movie. I think it's very interesting. It's a very interesting film. I think I think it's a very enjoyable movie. Is very well directed, very well acted, and I think it's a very good film. It's available on HBO Max. I recommend it. Um, so now let's go to the other one that I've seen this week. Um, and this is an old one, but I wanted to talk about it. It's called "And the Band Played On." Of course, this movie is from 1993, so that's why I say it's a very old film. But I don't. It was not. I mean, I saw it on HBO. I don't know if it ran through movie theaters. I don't know how known is the movie. I just feel like even though it happened long ago, it is a film that just stands the test of time. It's a time capsule kind of a movie where we can go back to those times and see it literally how it was in 80s and early 90s when we were dealing with AIDS. The movie starts Matthew Modine, Alan Alda, Ian McKellen, Lily Tomlin, and Richard Gere. And basically, what we see in this movie is we get the CDC, people trying to figure out the disease, the politicians, the insurance, the doctors, and all those sides. Of course, the people who are going through the disease, the gay communities, everyone, and we get to see up close how all of this was managed. And I think it's a very important movie because now we have a pandemic, and the way that things were handled back then, who knows if it's continuing to be handled the same way. I mean, there's a scene that I think is just such an amazing scene, and Matthew Modine did it such an amazing work on that one. And they're having a discussion in terms of doing some tests to make sure that the blood that is used for blood transfers was clean, and one of the executives was complaining because that cost money. And Matthew Modine's character really got frustrated and said, "How many people have to die before it is cost effective for you to do this?" And it's such an amazing scene. And this film has a lot of actors, known actors on it. You get Steve Martin, Phil Collins, a lot of them. I mean, this movie had a lot of Angelica Houston, a lot of people you recognized, and they all gave their best because at that time this was a really big important thing, and a lot of people uh, really suffered because of this disease and even died. And the movie at the end has one of the most, if I mean beautiful, not beautiful, but emotional moments that I've seen in movies because they do a montage of known people who died with the disease using one of the most beautiful songs Bernie Taupin and Elton John have written, and it's called "The Last Song," and it's really sad and moving. And I mean, a lot of people, really young people, die because of this. And no matter your stance or or your opinions on anything, there were people, and it's still sad. But the movie, I think it's very interesting. It's has great acting. The story was important. It is done in a great way. I mean, every side is represented, I think, fairly. So it's a very old movie. It's available on HBO Max, but I saw it. I think it was Thursday. I kind of remember the movie, and I looked for it, and and I saw it. And even though it was an old movie, I did wanted to throw it out there just in case anyone is looking for an old classic movie to see. I think this is a very good alternative if you're looking for drama and all of that. Okay, so now we go to this one I saw Friday, Nomadland. Nomadland, starring Frances McDormand. This movie is getting a lot of great reviews, a lot of, and deservedly so. Okay, so I have mixed feelings about the movie. I mean, I saw it is directed by Chloe Saho, and it stars Frances McDormand and David Stratton. So the movie basically is about Fern. Fern is the main character. She's a widow. She loses her job, and now she finds herself selling her belongings, buying a van, and she decides to go on the road and live with people who actually live in their cars, and they look for parking places, and they just move. That's why the term nomad, because they just keep moving. And she works. She meets somebody who helps her find work, and she works in one of those places where the people stay. She cleans, she attends to the electricity and needs of the people who are there. And it's a journey. We go on this film with on this journey with her, where she meets new people. She also is seen spending a lot of time on her own. If it seemed like she hadn't let go yet of her husband, and that's my take on it. And so okay, so I had a lot of expectations on this movie, but I mean, I did like it. I think it's a beautiful film. Uh, Frances McDormand is amazing in it. She's an amazing actress. But the movie, I don't know, it just felt like it didn't go anywhere for me. And I want to compare it to this movie because I felt it was similar. And it's about Schmidt, where Jack Nicholson becomes a widower, and he decides to buy a camper or a truck similar, and goes on the road to the daughter's wedding. But I felt like that movie, the journey, had an end, had a purpose. Uh, the character changed by the end. You can see it, or not changed, but you can understand that his journey led him to something. Uh, I don't feel that happened in this movie. I just felt like I was just watching her life, and like I said, it was a good movie. I did like it. I don't think I would see it again. Just because of that. I mean, there are movies where you get hooked by a performance alone, and even though Francis was amazing, that didn't happen for me. But like I always say, it's just my opinion. I'm not, so I cannot judge the movie and say it's bad. I just can say that for me, I didn't like it as much based on the story. That I just kind of wanted a little bit more. Uh, it had good characters. It had good moments between them. David Stratton is a great actor, and but even his scenes with Francis, it just didn't feel for me like gripping or really that interesting in terms of me of feeling engaged to the movie. So so it's not bad. I'm not. It is good. I am glad I saw it. But it did take effort to actually complete the movie. So that one is available on Hulu. If you have Hulu, you can actually see it there. All right. So the next movie I saw, it's another one. This is not a new movie. This is Fruitvale Station. Of course, it's based on the events of Oscar Grant III. On the which there's a I think known video of the accident between him and the cops. So I don't want to get too much into the politics of it all. I just have to say that the movie is based on the last day of his life. It's a sad movie to see because he was young, he wasn't perfect, which I liked about this film, and that they didn't put him as a saint. They just put him out as a human being who was trying to get his life together and had it cut short unnecessarily. And and the movie, I think Michael B. Jordan. I think I've seen him in a few things like Parenthood, of course Black Panther. I think he's a good actor. No Mercy. I think he's a brilliant actor, and this one I think is one of his first leading roles. And I have to say that he was really good in it. Uh, this one I saw on Netflix. It's from 2013, and you have Octavia Spencer. That is she's a tremendous actress. Every movie I see of her, I find myself loving her performances, and there's not a doesn't change here. She's amazing in the role as Oscar's mother. So I had never seen it before, but I kind of got to see it now and then, and I have to say that I think it was very well done. Uh, it gets the point across about the unfortunate and unnecessary event that took his life. All right, so now we continue on with this movie. This movie is it's called I Care a Lot. I saw this one today. It's available on Netflix. It starts Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage, Asa Gonzalez, and Chris Messina. I loved the movie. I have to say it. I loved it. I think the story was unique. I think it had a lot of twists and turns, which I liked because I never quite understood what was going on. I mean, I understood what was going on. I just didn't know where they were going because every time I suspected they were going someplace, I think they went on another direction. And even the one thing that could have been easily predicted, I was blindsided by the direction the movie was taking. I think Rosamund was amazing. I mean, the character is not likable at all. I mean, if once you see it and you know what she's doing, because basically what the story is about is the character is Marla Grayson, and she basically just convinces a doctor to lie about all patients and say that they can't take care of themselves, so she becomes the legal guardian, and she sells all their assets and she becomes rich. That was her plan, but she was basically stealing their money. So the character is not likable at all. In fact, almost none of them are. None of them are. So, but I had to say the movie was great. I mean, it kept me. It had me hooked. I wanted to see where it was going. I think it was tense. I think it had some intriguing moments, and the ending was just, I think, suited the film. I'm not gonna give it away. But if one film that I've seen this week that really gripped me was this one. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much. I confess, I was just seeing it because of her. Rosamund is nominated for a Golden Globe, I think. But I think the movie was absolutely good, and it's available now on Netflix. So it was really something. It was really something else. So those are the movies that I see. If you want to read a more detailed review, please check out my webpage www.luisrivera.com. So this week there are a few movies that I'm gonna try and see, which I think is the U.S. versus Billie Holiday, which is gonna be on Hulu. The Father is gonna be released. Hopefully I'll get to see those. Um, so that's basically the movies that I wanted to cover. Um, uh, so now let's get to the to the Golden Globes that I wanted to get on this episode. I wanted to um, give my predictions. I haven't seen them all, so I'm just gonna go uh, with my gut on some of them. I like doing this for fun. Um, this year it's been kind of hard to see them all, but I was able to see a few of them. So I'm gonna go with first category is Best Motion Picture Drama, and the nominees are The Father, which I haven't seen, but based on the trailer it looked great. Mank, I did see that one. Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and The Trial of Chicago 7. Now it's hard to predict. Um, so I'm gonna give you to. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna give you the one I think should win, and the one I think will win. I think The Trial of the Chicago 7 and Nomadland has the more chances to win. I'm going with Trial, but if you ask me, I think Promising Young Woman is the best one of the bunch, or the one that I think I enjoyed more. But I wouldn't mind if The Trial of the Chicago 7 wins. So those two are my picks. The one I want and the one I think will win. Okay, so best performance by an actress in a motion picture drama. The nominees are Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. I think Frances McDormand will win. She's an awards favorite. She has won. She has won a few. Uh, she has won two Oscars already. Um, but who I think should win? I think Vanessa Kirby. Pieces of a Woman. I mean, her performance was amazing. Even though I loved Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman, I think if you see Pieces of a Woman, I have to say that Vanessa Kirby. I think, but it's hard because you got Viola Davis. But I think I would give it to Vanessa Kirby, based on what the film was about and based on her performance. I mean, I think she was really good in it. Okay, so now let's go to the next category: Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. Reese Osmus for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman, and Tahar Rahim for The Mauritanian. I am yet to see the Mauritanian, and based on the trailers, he had a great performance. But I think that Chadwick Boseman is gonna win, and he is my pick. I didn't like the film, but his performance was just so moving, so great that I think he deserves it. Um, Whether alive or it has nothing to do with that. But I mean, he was really good in it, so I think he's gonna win, and he is my pick. So best motion picture, musical or comedy. This is a hard category because I really, I mean, I haven't seen Hamilton, but I don't consider that a film. I consider that a play that they put it on Disney Plus. Um, Music, I saw it. It was okay. Uh, Palm Springs, I enjoyed that one, and The Prom, I absolutely hated that film. So if I have to pick one, I guess I would pick Palm Springs because I don't like Borat either. Um, so I'm gonna pick Palm Springs, but I don't think it's an award-worthy film. I mean, I enjoyed it, I liked it, but I don't know. So best performance by an actress in a musical or comedy movie. You got Maria Bakalova for Borat, Kate Hudson in music, Michelle Pfeiffer in French Exit, Rosamund Pike, I Care a Lot, and Anya Taylor-Joy for Emma. I think my pick is Rosamund Pike. I did see Kate Hudson's performance, and yes, she was good, but I think Rosamund deserves it, and I think she can win it. I'm gonna pick her. And now for an actor in a musical or comedy, you got Sacha Baron Cohen, James Corden, The Prom, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Hamilton, Dev Patel for The Personal History of David Copperfield, and then December in Palm Springs. This is a hard category. I really don't know who to pick. I think Sarah Baron Cohen can win. Um, I'm gonna pick him because I think the Golden Globes might give it to him. Okay, so another category that I'm gonna skip the animated. I'm gonna go with best performance by an actress in a supporting role. You got Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman, The Father, Jodie Foster, Amanda Seyfried, and Helena Senegal. Now this is I'm gonna go with my gut here. I think Jodie Foster would be my pick based on the trailers because I haven't seen the movie yet. It looked like it's gonna be a good performance. Olivia Colman is a good actress, and I did like what I saw on the trailer. Or Glenn Close. Glenn Close deserves it. So I'm gonna go with. I would pick Glenn Close, uh, but I don't know if she will win it actually. But I would pick her. Um, Best supporting actor in a supporting role. You got Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya, Jared Leto, Bill Murray, and Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. I think they all were great. I like Jared Leto in Little Things. Bill Murray was charming in the role of On the Rocks. Leslie Odom was very good in One Night in Miami, even though I think the one to play Malcolm X. I think he deserved it more. But so I'm gonna go with I think Sacha Baron Cohen um, deserves to win. I like his performance on this movie, and I think he can win that one too. So I'm gonna go with him, even though Daniel Kaluuya deserves it also. But I'm gonna pick Sacha Baron Cohen because I think his performance on that one on the trial. I don't like him in Borat, but in the trial I think he was very good. Um, Best screenplay. When it comes to best screenplay, I would give it to Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. I did. Mank was okay. The Trials, Chicago 7 was good. And The Father, I have yet to see it. And Nomadland, like I said, I would give it to Promising Young Woman. Um, so those are the main categories. I don't want to get into the TV categories. Let's see if I predict a few wins at least, or at least some of the ones that I wanted to win get the win. So this is next Sunday, the Golden Globe Awards. I'm a huge fan of award season, and I can't wait for it to start. We got that one, and then we got this Critics' Choice Awards and the Screen Actors Guild. So we have a few things coming, and of course the Oscars that I think they're in April. Um, so anyway, that's been the show for today. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more constant. I'm gonna try to give a little bit of a more constant format to the podcast in terms of I want to always start with interesting news that I've heard or seen in social media, and then just talk about the movies that I've seen. And but for more, please go to my page, subscribe, follow on the webpage, or follow me on YouTube if you want. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you on the next one.